Okay, so I'm making this video because I want to talk to you about how important it is to not just buy your essential oils at the grocery store like I was doing when I first started, and why I have specifically chosen to use Young Living essential oils. So like I said, when I first started oiling, as I like to call it, I was using oils you could buy at the Whole Foods store, Amazon. I got a little starter kit thing from Groupon that my mom gave me, and all of my oils were labeled 100% pure, therapeutic, grade, genuine, grade A, whatever. They all had the label that I thought I should be looking for, and then I found out that that was not really necessarily what it said it was. One of my friends encouraged me to go to the FDA website and look at essential oil regulation, and so I did that, and I found out some shocking stuff that I'm going to share with you. So essential oils, whether they're synthetic or pure, like plants or like lab grown, can be labeled the exact same thing. So your lavender that's grown in a lab, never seen sunlight, does not contain, because in my opinion, and actually really science says that it is impossible to duplicate nature. It is impossible to duplicate the constituents and compounds that are found in natural plants in a lab. So this lavender has never seen sunlight, never seen rain, you know, it's grown in a lab year round. Who knows what the soil's like? Synthetically grown lavender, whereas lavender, that, you know, the seed's been hand selected, it's planted in amazing soil, it sees sunlight and rain, and it's tended by a farm hand very consistently. You know, the land is rotated, all those things. Those two things that are completely different can be labeled the exact same thing. They can be labeled 100% pure. Shocking. So after I found this out, I wanted to do some more research because that's just who I am. And I started emailing places, calling places, looking at websites to find out more information about essential oils. And so what I found is a few different things that you want to look out for. So one of the things is pesticides and herbicides. Most essential oil companies use herbicides and pesticides and fertilizers on their plants because it's effective, right? They get more crop, they can make more plants, they can make more plant juice, essential oils, because they don't have bugs destroying their plants, right? Problem with that is you're getting that in your bottle, and then you're putting that on your skin, and you're ingesting that, or you're inhaling that. You're inhaling and putting all those things in and on your body. And for me, bringing essential oils into my home is ditching toxins from my home. I don't want to bring essential oils that have toxins in them to just, you know, that just is not what I'm trying to do. So that's a big thing. With Young Living, they don't use herbicides, pesticides. They use a natural plant concoction that naturally deters bugs. And I kind of equate that to our garden. So I'm looking at our garden right now. We have an essential oil blend that we spray on our plants. We don't use fertilizers, pesticides, herbicides, whatever. And so it's farm to home, you know, that's the best. That's even better than organic produce. Same with essential oils, you know, with Young Living essential oils, it's organic, it's beyond organic, sorry. It's farm to home for me. You know, it comes from the farm and comes to my home, and there's nothing interfering with that. So that's a big one. That's a big reason why I chose Young Living. I have notes here because I have done tons of research and I don't want to forget things. The second thing is how is it extracted? When I started researching, I wanted to learn how the oil is extracted. And so a lot of companies will extract using a solvent, a chemical solvent. Often it's hexane. If you look up hexane, it has been linked to cancer. Now, the reason essential oil companies use solvents is because they're effective. Super quick, super cheap. They draw out tons of oil. But again, guys, what are you getting in your bottle? You are getting solvent, chemical solvent in your bottle, and you're putting it on your skin, your largest organ. That's our largest organ that we're absorbing everything. You're getting it on your skin, in your body, in your air. We don't want that, you know? So Young Living actually steam distills their essential oils, water and heat. That's how it's done. The citrus oils are cold pressed because they use the rind and they cold press them, but the other oils are steam distilled. And so other companies do that, I believe, you know, but they have their pesticides and herbicides, and it is such an art and a science, and Young Living has been doing this for 30 years, okay? And they have the most comprehensive essential oil library in the world, or one of the most, if not the most, one of the most comprehensive essential oil libraries that lists all the constituents. And what they found is, you know, every plant needs a different temperature. Every plant needs a different length of time to be distilled at. And so, for example, cypress, it has 280 known constituents. Okay, that's pretty cool. When it's distilled for 20 hours, only 20 of those constituents are present. Okay, but if it's distilled for 26 hours, 0 are present. So the perfect time for distilling cypress is 24 hours. I don't know the temperature, but that varies per plant. The time varies, the temperature varies, and Young Living has done this research. You know, I trust that these oils have more therapeutic constituents than any other oils. Same with rose oil, that's a good example. It takes 5,000 pounds of rose petals to make 1 pound of pure rose essential oil. So if you're buying rose essential oil in the stores, I might have just broken your heart because it is not real unless you're spending $200 on it, okay? Okay, so another reason that I chose Young Living is because I know exactly what I'm getting in the bottle. You know, when I have a bottle of frankincense, I am getting pure frankincense from top to bottom, from the top to the bottom, if I can get that right. And I use 1 to 3 drops because it is so concentrated and it is so pure. Now, the problem with essential oils is they're regulated as cosmetics, so kind of like perfume, and they're covered by trade secrets. So essential oil companies don't have to tell you what's on the label. You can go to the store and they can either not have anything on the label or they can put whatever they want on the label because it's a trade secret to them, you know? And that's sad because frankincense oil should just be frankincense. It shouldn't be frankincense and coconut oil and alcohol and water. But that's what companies do, is they water down these oils. They'll put a couple drops of lavender, a couple drops of frankincense, fill it with coconut oil, and call it frankincense oil. I'm sorry, but that is not 100% pure therapeutic frankincense oil. It's not gonna work. So that's a big thing that you know, they just don't have to disclose that information, and labels can be very deceiving, as we know, I think, with other things in our country. So there is an exception with Young Living. Some of theirs are diluted, but guess what? Young Living discloses everything on every single one of their product labels, all of the products, all of the essential oils. And the reason they're diluted, for example, is the kids line. This is Tummy Jais. And I, you know, as a busy mama, you don't want to have to think about diluting sometimes. And so pop a roller on, I can roll this on my baby's tummy and it's already diluted. Okay. So Seed to Seal is really the main reason. So Young Living has something that's called the Seed to Seal Promise, and it basically ensures the purity of the essential oil from the seed, the hand-picked seed, all the way to the seal on the bottle. And if you want to learn more, you can go to seedtoseal.com, but it's based on 3 pillars of science, sourcing, and standards. And I talked a little bit about those, but the big things are, you know, the science side of things is it is tested. Essential oils, Young Living essential oils are tested every single step of the process, guys, every step, so that they know if something's going wrong, it's because of the soil, it's because of the transportation, it's because of who knows what. Wherever it is in the process, they can target that. They also have independent third-party testing, which is amazing. So they're testing in-house way more than is, you know, necessary and required, but it's the best for us. And then they also have third-party testing. Really cool. They also have really high standards, and what I mean by that is they comply with global laws, which is really tricky to get permits in other countries. They want to make sure they're not endangering plants. And when they go into other countries, they don't just like come in and like take over as Young Living and bring all their people in. No, they work with those farmers. Guys, we just learned about this LME farm, the Happy Pea farm. I can't remember where it's located. I think it's in the Philippines. So adorable. This like farmhand has now this amazing farm that she gets to manage because Young Living came in, helped give her the resources, helped fix up this laboratory in this farm area, and just all of it, guys. It was so cool to see. It literally brought me to tears. And so Young Living is about sustainability. It's about giving back to the earth. Young Living actually gives back substances to the earth, carbon, phosphorus. When we take things from the earth and from the soil, you know, we need to give back to that soil so that it is effective for generations. It's not just for our generation, it's for all generations. When they harvest something, they plant seeds so that, you know, maybe it takes 100 years for that plant to be ready. Like juniper, I believe, takes 100 years. So they're planting more juniper so that in 100 years there will still be juniper for our kids and our grandkids and our grandkids, you know, all those things. Yeah, when I went to the Young Living farm, that's the cool thing too, is I believe that Young Living is the only company that has farms that are open to the public. And so when we went, we learned about juniper. It's in the Mona, Utah farm, the lavender farm. They also distill juniper there. And they have an agreement with the Bureau of Land Management. They, like I said, plant juniper. They make sure, you know, that they're not using it unsustainably. They've calculated that it would take like 4,000 years to deplete the supply of juniper just in Utah. And there's juniper like in Colorado, all over. It's really cool. So they just make sure that we're not going to be depleting these substances, these plants, I guess I should say, from the earth. They also go in and make sure that they are not harvesting anything where animals are bedded down, where animals have made their homes. So guys, like, what in the world? What other company goes to these lengths to just take care of our world? So anyways, guys, that's mainly the gist. There's there's a lot of misinformation out there. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. This book has changed my life. If you ever have doubts about Young Living essential oils, read this book and you will never have a doubt again. These are the reasons why I have come to the conclusion that I will never use another essential oil on my family. I will only use Young Living oils, and that is why I share this information with you guys. All right, hope you're having a great day. Bye.